Hello everybody, I am down here in our field house at the college I work at, and the test that I wanted to talk about, according to our textbook, is called the 5-10-5 test, or a lot of people would call it the Pro Agility. They use it a lot for football players at the NFL Combine. So the way you would set this test up, according to our book, is you got 3 cones that are spaced. You could go at the 5-yard line, the 10-yard line, the 15-yard line. So the 2 farthest cones are 10 yards apart with 5 yards in between. So one thing we do, I know whenever we test it in our field houses, we'll use the white lines here on the volleyball court. I'm actually not for sure off the top of my head if that is correct distance according to our book or not. That's what we use. So the very simple way to explain the test is an athlete would start in the middle line here, just like where I'm standing, and they can choose to go either way. So I would say I'll go to the left first. I'm gonna run to the line over here as quick as I can, touch this line, run all the way past the center line to the other far white line, touch it, and then the clock stops when I run back through the middle line. Okay, so obviously there's lots of good things about this test. The main thing they use it for example, at the NFL Combine would be it gives them solid data to be able to compare one guy to another. So if one guy can run it in 5 seconds, a different guy runs it in 4.5, well then obviously you can tell who's faster and more agile. One of the downsides of it, whenever they use it to compare football players, I would say, is that just because you're good at pro agility does not necessarily mean that you're a good football player. There's a lot of other factors that come into it as far as once the pads come on and all that kind of stuff. So again, it can be good, a very simple thing to do with your athletes, but doesn't necessarily mean you're a good football player with it. There's also lots of factors of using electronic timing systems versus just someone using their hand. And when does somebody stop the timer? Is it whenever your head hits? Is it whenever your whole body gets across? And there's lots of little factors that go into it. And nowadays, with everybody trying to do so well at the Combine, I could have a really good football player who's never trained for this before, and he might not be very good at it, versus somebody else who maybe isn't that good of a football player, might run a really good pro agility time because they've trained for it for the entire offseason and they run it well at the Combine. So again, lots of factors that go into it, but in my opinion, I think it's a very simple test to set up and a very simple test to do, and it's a good way to have solid data to be able to compare one athlete to another.